What do you do when your niece is having a baby girl? And she asked Aunt Julie, can you make me a sign for her room? Absolutely. So we're going to make Miss Millie Jane a sign. And I'm going to show you how to use Canva, go to Cricut, and use a sign that we got from Michael's, some stuff from Hobby Lobby, and let's put this together. It's a little bit easier than you think. So we're going to start off with this sign that you can get at Michael's craft stores. You can pick one up at Hobby Lobby as well. They're about 18 inches round, and this is the perfect size for a wall hanging art. Now, this is just fabric. Yes, we're using fabric for this particular craft, and I found this adorable scallop trim that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's like $2.99, super cheap. So we're gonna get my husband to come in and help me with cutting that. Now, what you're gonna do is you are gonna get the sign prepped and ready to go. I need to figure out where about am I going to put this little piece of trim, and then we are going to paint the bottom half of this sign. Now, if you use a sign that has all natural wood, you can paint the whole thing whatever color you want, but to have a good nice background for our fabric, we're going to paint it white. So it's really important to make sure that everything is level. So I just got my little level, made sure that it was nice and straight, and then I just took a pencil and lightly put a line across my sign. Then you're going to grab some painter's tape, and we are going to paint below the tape here. Again, I'm going to use my level and make sure we're all nice and straight, but just use some patience because we don't want a crooked sign, right? But this sign is for my niece that's going to be coming, my great niece. Her name is going to be Millie Jane. Isn't that adorable? I love it. I love the name. And her big brother Jed is so excited for his baby sister to get here. So let's be careful, make that nice straight line, and then we're going to get the paint out after I make sure that this is all level. We have that all taken care of. I am using this Waverly chalk paint. There is chalk paint at Walmart and Hobby Lobby, and I'm sure Michael's has it, of course, but we're just using a white paint, and this is the one that I chose. One of the things that I like about chalk paint, it does dry pretty fast, but I did use 2 layers. Did I need 2 layers? Probably not, but it'll work, and I enjoyed doing this. So I made sure that I also painted the sides of this sign as well. And then once it's all dry, we're going to take off the tape and just remove it ever so gently because we don't want to mess this up, right? Step 2, I got this little kind of tray that I had, and I got my Mod Podge out. And now here is the important step. We are putting this Mod Podge only on the white painted portion, and I'm going to be really careful with the detail. And here's the thing, when you're painting a clear white Mod Podge onto white, sometimes it's hard to see. So take your time, make sure you have a nice good layer, and then you're going to let this dry. This is the magic thing. We've done this before here on Julie's Wreath Boutique, but I just think this sign is so pretty. And honestly, guys, you could do this in a smaller scale for a wreath sign. I know that Hobby Lobby sells like 8-inch wood rounds, and you could do this for so many things. And we will be having some tutorials this summer showing you how to do that. But I make sure I get this all covered with the Mod Podge and let it dry. Then it's time to add this little beautiful scalloped wood piece. I got it from Hobby Lobby, and so here's where I'm going to make sure that we have the right cuts because my husband's going to get out his saw. If I had a little saw, I would do it myself, but might as well let him. So I took some more of that painter's tape and I taped over the sign, made sure that was level, and then we're going to flip it over and we're going to trace because this isn't going to be quite a straight cut, but my husband did a pretty good job, and I traced it and he cut it for me. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But this, oh, I can't wait to show you this sign. It's turned out so good. Then I took my fabric. She's doing a butterfly theme with gray, beige, and pink, and this was the perfect Hobby Lobby. You could have made more perfect fabric for this project. So we are just going to cut out what we need for this particular project, and then we are going to add it to our sign. Love it when things like this come together. The perfect sign, the perfect fabric, the perfect wood piece. I mean, you couldn't get it better. So now we're going to put that over top of our painted and Mod Podge. Remember, the Mod Podge is completely dry after this. Then I'm going to take my little iron, that is a little Cricut iron that I have, but you could use a regular iron. Just be really careful, okay? This is for my crafting. So we're going to iron the fabric onto the sign, and what this does is it activates that Mod Podge and it turns into a glue, and this fabric will lay nicely. There's not one wrinkle. It turns out so fabulously. I just cannot express. This is such a game changer. If you've ever wanted to make a sign like this is perfect. You could even do a sign that has a welcome. You could get a wood piece to put on the top. You don't have to use the Cricut like I'm doing in this particular project, but this really makes it so easy. So just be patient, make sure it adheres, and this turned out so nice. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn it on its side, because remember we put paint and Mod Podge on the side, and this is how we're going to have a nice seal. It's not going to be wrinkled, and we're just going to take our time and iron the side of our sign as well. And see how that just adheres? It's great. It's like magic. I'm serious. I love this technique of using Mod Podge and an iron and letting it dry. There's so many uses for Mod Podge. If you're a crafter, then you need to have Mod Podge in your arsenal of craft supplies, because you know what? It's a game changer when you craft. So you're going to go along the full area, the perimeter of your sign where the fabric is needed to be adhered. This is where my husband cut it. He did a great job. Thanks, honey. I appreciate it. It was a little rough. It's not like amazing wood. It's just cheap wood. It's okay. So I did sand the edges a little bit. And here's a little crafting tip for you. If you get some of this Glad press and seal, you can put it down on your surface, and it makes a great place to paint. And then that way that paint's not getting on your surface that you're working on. Now here's the thing. I did use another choice of color for chalk paint, but I ended up putting a different color that had gotten at Hobby Lobby over this, because when I put it on and I put it up against the fabric, and once it dried, it looked a little too purple, and I wanted a very light pink color. So in the next shot, it'll probably be a light pink, and that's why, because I changed my mind. And I'm a crafter and a woman. I reserve the right to change my mind, right? This is what happens when we put things like this together. But this little project turned out so good, and Allie really wanted a very simple looking sign, very clean, and I feel like it all came together. So once you get that all nice and ironed on, I am going to take a little bit of glue, go on the back of the back end of this sign, and we're going to glue the fabric. And then I even went and got my staple gun and added a few staples, but that's really up to you. The most important thing is we don't want to see any extra fabric peeking out when we hang the sign up on the wall, okay? And this would be a great sign to hang on your door as well. It would go perfectly in between your front door and your glass door, and you could even put some greenery or some flowers over top. Okay, so we have the fabric on, we have our little trim piece nice and painted, and you're just going to take any little loose trimmings from your fabric, and you're going to get out that little level again, okay? It's really important, and make sure everything is level. It doesn't have to be hard. I am not a perfectionist, so this came together beautifully. And then you're going to get out that glue gun, and you're going to add glue behind it. So just watch as I just gently lift this up and hold it there, and then I start adding my glue. If you need any of these supplies, make sure to check out the description box below. You'll find all the supplies listed and linked for this particular project, and you'll find my Amazon storefront and my Walmart storefront, where I have all of my tools and things that I love, even for the home. I'd love for you to check them out. So anyways, again, we are nice and level, so now we can get working with the name of this sign. Okay, so I want to show you how we've come into Canva Allison already made up the Canva graphics that we were going to use, and we ultimately went with this one right here. And so basically what you're going to do is you're going to create your design. If you're just wanting to use a name, keep it simple. And the bigger the font, the better. I'm going to like go here and get rid of that little period that she had there. So we're going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up to here to share. This is page 3. I'm not going to get rid of the other designs in case you wanted to use it for another project. I'm going to click on download, and what I want to do is I want to change this. We do not want a PNG. We want it to be SVG, and then I'm going to click transparent background. I'm also going to click on this because I only want page 3. Okay, so I'm going to do it's SVG, transparent background, and we're going to click on done and download. So once you get this done, then we can go over into Cricut Design Space. Once you get your Cricut open and ready to go, you're going to plug it in, get it connected to your Wi-Fi. You're going to need the Cricut app. This is Cricut Design Space. You can purchase the $9.99 a month fee for like all the prints and different things that they have to offer, or you just use this so that you can actually make your project somewhere else and download it to the Cricut Design Space. So we're going to click on new project, blank canvas. We're going to go to upload, and as you can see, I've done this several times, but we're going to do it again because the screen recording didn't save correctly for me. So we're going to upload image. We're going to browse our files. We just downloaded it, so let's see here. That's not, I just downloaded it. Where did you go? There you are. All right, we're going to click on open. There's our image. We're going to click on continue. And as you can see, we have a transparent background. I'm going to add it to memories. It's a file that I have. And now I'm going to upload it. And this is going to take it to our canvas that we have. I'm going to get rid of this because this isn't applicable to what we're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this bigger, all right? So I made measurements, and this is about the size we need on our sign. And here is a really important thing. We need to weld this together so that none of these little letters are split, because if I just went to print it like this, this wouldn't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my app, my what do you call it, my mouse, and then I'm going to go down to here, combine, and I'm going to click on weld. All right, so now it's all welded together. It's time to make it. So you're going to click on make and save the project into memories. Let's call it Millie, and click on save. And now we're going to be able to make it. Now I'm going to be using without the mat. So I'm going to click on how I'm going to be doing this, confirm, and we're doing it without the mat. We're going to click on continue, and then you're going to be followed through the prompts of adding your vinyl to the machine, and it's going to go through each of the steps. I'm not going to go through all that right now, but I'm using the Smart Vinyl Matless, okay, and now all you have to do is press go, line up your vinyl, and click the little go button on your machine, and you will have cut vinyl. So if you choose to work with a Cricut, you're going to want to now use the, I like cut the excess trim here, and then we're going to take off the part of the vinyl we don't use. It's called weeding is what it is. And so we're going to take that off, and then we're going to grab some transfer tape, and we're going to put it over that and put it on. Now listen here, sometimes it just can be a little difficult, so I have to go over with my fingers and my tool here to make sure that it comes up. And this is the risk that you take when you do more of a thinner font like we use here, but it's still very doable. So just know that that's a doable thing. If you hear the creaking, it's my chair, my office chair is creaking. So Anyways, but listen, this is so easy. It just takes a little bit of patience. I have a number of Cricut tutorials that you can watch and you can learn how to use your Cricut if you'd want to. Now, if you don't want to use a Cricut, that's okay. Again, get some wood lettered signs at the store, get some stickers from the store, do whatever you want. But this gives you the foundation to make a beautiful 3D wooden sign. Then you're going to add your transfer tape, and I've heard that people use that Glad press and seal. I've not tried it. I would love to know in the comments if you have tried it and do you prefer it over a regular transfer tape. I would love to know. And do you want to see more Cricut projects? I am no way a Cricut expert, but I can do the basics. So if there's other things that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments and we'll make it happen. But this is so cute. If you made it all the way through this video, okay, I know we've got a few minutes left. All right, we're not quite done yet. But here's where I'm just taking, I think it's called a brayer, and we're just rolling it across it to make sure it's going to stick. And then we're going to take it apart. Now, here's the thing. I don't know of anybody who doesn't have an issue when trying to pull it apart. I always do. So maybe it's just me, okay? Maybe it's the projects I pick. But let me know if there's any tips or tricks that you know of. But it just takes a little bit of time to make sure that everything doesn't come off with the paper that you don't want to come off. And so just be a little bit patient here. But listen, if you made it all the way through this video, do me a favor, say hi to Millie Jane in the comments, because someday she's going to look and see what Aunt Juju, yes, my babies call me Aunt Juju, because that was easier than calling me Aunt Julie. So even my 35-year-old nephew, who was my first nephew and now has a baby of his own, he still calls me Aunt Juju. So Aunt Juju loves you, Millie Jane, and loves you, Jetty. And we wanted to make sure that everybody says hi to Millie Jane and Jed in the comments. All right. So if you watch the whole video, you know what to do. You know that there's going to be in the future these little babies who can read, and they're going to be looking for the comments. Before I got this all cut and put together, I did measure about what was the look I wanted. And so this turned out beautifully, and I got my ruler just to make sure we had about the same on each side there. And I just can't help but think that this is so precious. And I just love the little, the personalization you can add to something like this. So instead of, going and maybe spending hundreds of dollars, why not try to make one yourself? So if you want to try, if you've thought, Julie, I've wanted to buy a Cricut and now this is the reason for me to go buy a Cricut, again, I'll leave it down in the description box. So I'm taking that brayer and I'm going to just roll it over to make sure it connects really good with the wood. I did use a permanent matte vinyl on this project because I didn't want any of it to come off, right? So once it's on, it's not going anywhere, okay? So keep that in mind. But listen, if you love to craft, then make sure to subscribe. I love to be here and show you all the beautiful things that are possible that you might think, no, I can't do that. But let me tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. So let's craft together. I love how this turned out, and I can't wait to send this in the mail and have our little Millie Jane, who's going to be due in a few weeks, and have this over her bed. And I'm so in love with you, little Millie, and you're not even here yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you liked this week's video. I had a lot of fun making it for sentimental reasons, of course. But listen, again, if you watch the whole video, tell Millie hello. When she can read this, when she's older, she can look back and see Aunt Juju making her a sign for her room. We'll see you next Sunday night, and we'll have a new video for you. Keep crafting.